Good morning, everyone. I'm Kathy Hazel Adams, and thank you for joining me. If you're returning to the channel, welcome back. Thank you. And by the way, thank you. I see I'm getting a lot more people now subscribing to the channel and leaving wonderful comments. Thank you. If you're new to the channel, I will share with you that I do not use oracle cards. I do not pull tarot cards to tell me what energies are going on collectively and for us as individuals. I don't use pendulums. I go direct to my spirit guides. I sit in meditation for a good couple of hours every morning, and I'm given lots of upgrades, updates, and insights, and something that needs to be shared. If not every morning, a few times a week, that type of thing. So today it's actually been sort of burbling around for a couple of days. That's why I didn't post yesterday. Sorry if you were looking for something from me yesterday. What wants to be talked about is where there we go. Sorry, I just plugging in here. The collective consciousness is going, and the choice point that we really are at, that's not news. We hear it. You hear it from me all the time. You hear it from many sources all the time. And we really are. And the thing is, the choice point is to rise into our true, authentic source self, the true, authentic self we are, that isn't focused in and limited by the stories that are going on, the construct or the stories. The collective consciousness is rising up into freedom. True freedom. I'm not talking here about the way the consciousness tends to be or has been in this country, the US. I'm in the US. That, well, I'm free, so I can do anything I want. To heck with you, sucks to be you. I get to just do whatever I want, even if it runs over the top of your freedom and enjoyment. No, not that kind of freedom. I'm talking about real soul's freedom to be who and what you are, to create and enjoy in profound safety and well-being, not under the domination and control of others in power. And that's what this is about today. We, as you know, are going into the age of Aquarius, which is freedom, communication. It can be rebellion against power structures and norms, but it's all about freedom, equality. And in addition to the age of Aquarius that we're moving into, the planet Pluto has gone back into Aquarius and will be there for 20 years. Pluto is the planet that empowers the sign that it's in. So it's just this activation, this magnification of that Aquarian freedom, equality, no power structures, power to the people. That's all within Aquarius, and Pluto is empowering that even more. So the collective consciousness right now on the planet is going away from these hierarchical structures that were very reflected in the energy of, say, Capricorn. The collective consciousness of the planet is very much now moving into power of the people, decentralization, equality, freedom. So we've been in a construct now for centuries where there's been this hierarchical structure where the people are under the power and control and domination of their leaders. Well, we're at a point now where no more. We no longer buy the story that we have to have leaders telling us how it's going to be, telling us what our daily lives are going to be like and what we are and are not allowed to do and have and think and be. We're going into a much more decentralized power to the individual construct. You are seeing that around the world. We're seeing more and more open protests in China against Xi Jinping. We're seeing huge protests in Belgrade and in Budapest against these authoritarian leaders. You're seeing it in the US. I know I said this a couple of days ago. In the US, you're seeing protests all over the country against the very authoritarian decisions that this administration is taking right now. So collectively, the human consciousness is turning to where we no longer need to place power outside of ourselves. We're taking it in, our sovereign power to make decisions for what our own reality will be. Well, that's the essence of our source consciousness. As you've heard over and over again, we each create our own reality. And then the personal realities that we create in the world that we perceive and project will match to whatever extent with what others are perceiving and projecting. And that's how we create reality structures, worlds. A strong element of this whole power structure paradigm has been obviously fear. Fear of not having enough. Fear of not being empowered to have what you need, to get what you need. Fear that someone else is going to do something to you or take it away from you. And of course, authoritarian leaders latch on exactly to that fear, that here, I'll protect you. So a big part of the hierarchical power structure that's been in place that we've been living by has been the consciousness of humanity, literally giving away power to others, to be over, to control and dominate and tell us how to live and how things are going to be. It's like, well, this is how it is. I just have to make myself fit in. We're beyond that now. We're going into the sovereignty. I create my own reality. That is our source soul's essence. That's what we're built to be able to be. That's why none of this felt right to many of us for so long. So the ascension, the consciousness of at least a large portion of the human race is rising up into that freedom, sovereignty, self-empowerment. There are, of course, a lot of people who are not willing yet to give up the fear-based, I'm at risk, I'm not going to have enough, someone's out to get me. And of course, authoritarian leaders very much latch on to that and not only aggravate and magnify those fears, they actually lie in a lot of cases and tell people that things are out to get them that are not out to get them. But that's how authoritarian leaders grab their power, with people of fear. And so that's what I want to address. There are still plenty of people, obviously, that are buying the fear paradigm. And generally, the people who support authoritarian leaders are fearful. They don't feel empowered to create their joy and well-being and abundance. They feel like there's not enough, they're at risk, again, lack, someone's going to get them, and they need a strong man or a bully to fight their fight for them, to protect them. Now, there's a flaw here, because when they put authoritarian bullies into power, they think the bully is on their side and just going to take care of all the people they don't like or that might take what's theirs, etc. And what they don't realize is authoritarian bullies aren't on anyone's side but their own. And as soon as you're not in agreement with that bully, or he perceives you as not being completely doing what he wants, then he's going to attack you too. I mean, that's the nature of a bully. So those folks think they've put someone into power that's going to take care of them, but that very person can just as easily turn on them. So enough said about that. So that's one of the largest aspects of the split we're experiencing in human consciousness now, which is stay with the hierarchical power structures based on fear, lack, domination, control, putting power on others, or rising into source, rising into your true soul's expression as a human being in the physical, in freedom, equality, love, cooperation, empowerment to create your own reality and to create in abundance and joy for yourself and for everyone. That is where we're headed. And for the many of us that are just starting to make that split and break away from that power structure, control out there over us, domination kind of thing, an analogy I'll give you is, if you're riding a horse and you have the reins, you're on this 1,300-pound animal. You only have control over that animal as long as it agrees that you have control over that animal. And you are not going to pull on a rein on that horse's head and make it do anything. It has to agree to be under your power and control. And so it's like that. The human consciousness is starting to say, wait a minute. No, I don't have to live the way you say and have things be the way you say they're going to be. No, I don't. And I will say a word here. There's a difference between insubordination, sovereignty, and rebellion. Watch thinking of yourself as a rebel. Because if you are a rebel, what you're really doing is just being in reaction still to what someone else is doing. Someone else says, you have to do it this way. Well, you're a rebel, so you do it this way. They say, you can't do this. Well, you're going to do it because you're a rebel. You're going to do that. So you're still constantly acting in reaction to what someone else is doing. So you're still giving your power away to someone else in being a rebel. Being sovereign in your self-empowerment would be more insubordination, as in, I'm going to be and do what I know I want and need to be and do. And what you're saying I have to be and do, or how it is frankly immaterial to me. I did post a video, by the way, a couple of years ago about that very subject, how even seemingly good beliefs can turn out to trap you and take away your actual sovereign self-empowerment. I'll leave a link to that below. So again, to reiterate, we're moving out of, I'm at the mercy of, things are happening to me, others outside of myself have power over the quality of my reality and experience. Others have power over how my life goes or what I can or can't do or have. And again, we are splitting away from that. One of the most helpful things you can do as you're literally peeling away from that hierarchical power outside of your self-structure, others telling you how things are, what you can do, what you can have, being in fear, being in lack, and then what all the things that go with that, domination, force, control, threat, fear of retaliation if you don't go along, all of those things that have been going on in the world and are now going on in the US more than we thought they could. The thing to remember is that you exist absolutely as God consciousness, experiencing and expressing through your individual perspective and pathway of potential, but you are God consciousness. You hold the story that you're buying into. You are not held by the story. You hold the story. It does not hold you. And the thing there is you hold not only the story that you're under the domination and control of whatever government's going on or whatever, you hold all the other versions of the stories that are available also, as in the version of the story in which humanity has said to authoritarian power structures, no, like Glinda in The Wizard of Oz, be gone. You have no power here. And that's what I'm seeing going on right now. It's almost like I saw this, it came to me almost like this power structure with these authoritarian leaders and with their wars and their domination and who's going to control what. They're just so sure that they have power. What it looked like is almost like a mesh net that's barely held together with like little strands that are breaking, and it's busting through like a tsunami. That no, your power structure is getting swept away with the tsunami of sovereignty and self-empowerment in the people's consciousness. We no longer need these exterior power structures. And I'm seeing, as I say that to you, powerless. So we're seeing this last rise up of that construct because it's fighting so hard to keep itself in place, but it's going away. I'm literally seeing almost like a tsunami has come through and rinsed everything away. We are literally moving, and really energetically already have moved away out of that power structure and being dominated and controlled by exterior forces like governments and authoritarian figures and anybody else. Something to be aware of here. If you are still sort of angry, for instance, at the people who voted for Trump because look at what he's doing and it's affecting my life and oh my golly, now my country's going down the tubes, or now our freedoms are going down the tubes. What are you doing? You are still giving empowerment to what your reality is going to be and feel like and have within it. You're still placing yourself in the victim, vulnerable, I'm subject to things happening to me role. No, you're not. Rise up into your source consciousness level, where you are the holder of the stories you experience. They do not hold you. And All the stories are there, so you get to choose which version you vibrate in and experience. And there you go. You guys just got it. I just felt you. That's the seat of the conscious co-creator. When you realize it's all there, I'm the chooser. I'm not the victim. I'm not held by the story. I'm the chooser of the story that I participate in. So that's really what today was about. I do want to let you know that I'll be doing a live spirit talk this Sunday, March 23rd, 2025, on a very, very related topic. It's going to be all about the lower vibrational version or dimension of human consciousness versus the higher vibrational dimension of human consciousness, and actually seeing and perceiving and feeling the difference so that you can't ever unsee it. And the actual vibrational qualitative difference in the world we create around us between the old 3D vibrational dimension and the new 5D higher vibrational dimension. So if you'd like to join me for that, you can register using the link below. I'll leave it in the description. Or you can go to my website, www.kathyhazeladams.com, and click on the Classes Webinars tab. You'll find the registration link on that page. And of course, you can always go straight to my Patreon page and become a paid member. Memberships start as low as $2. All paid members are automatically registered for these live spirit talks. So I'll see you next time. Blessings.